Welcome in here, race fans. It is Monday night. That means we are going racing with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Here tonight for the race at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. The race here tonight from the North Wilkesboro Speedway is brought to us by Renaissance Nutrition. They are a family-owned and operated company out of Roaring Springs, Pennsylvania, specializing and being the leader in dairy nutrition and farm management. So race fans, I hope you're ready for tonight, because not only with Renaissance Nutrition on board here in the hills of North Carolina, picture this for all of us. Back in 1985, Dale Earnhardt, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace doing battle right here at the hallowed ground known as the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Unfortunately, none of those drivers will be in this field here tonight, but we will go racing with some cars that look like Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, and even Terry Labonte has a car here tonight. Race fans, we welcome you all in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Roger Mute, and I will be your host here tonight up in the sky here, bringing you the camera shots from the North Wilkesboro Speedway, along with all the timing and scoring. The stat book, our guy Jerry over here, he is whispering in my ear. If I get it wrong, he will let me know. This track here tonight is one of the most trickiest tracks that was on the circuit back in 1987. This is only a little over a half-mile track. 14 degrees of banking in the turns, 3 degrees of banking on the straightaways. It is one of the most trickiest little tracks, and a lot of guys say they wish it was still on the schedule. Unfortunately, it is not. But here, because of the iRacing.com platform, we can always relive some of the most glorious tracks around the nation. This track did open its doors back in 1947, and it finally closed in 2011. The races that were here, though, over the years were some of the best, and race fans, we do believe it's going to be that way here tonight. 25 drivers have made their way here to this little short track in North Carolina. Let's take a quick gander at our points championship battle. A couple drivers already locking themselves in with wins to the playoffs that are coming up in just a couple of weeks. Max Terriel, 2 wins on the season. He is officially locked in to race for a championship. Sean Butler, 2 wins to his name also. He will race for a championship. And along with them, 4 other drivers with 1 win. James Heater, James Skelton, Tim Blum, and Richard Murdoch being able to pull up the upset just last week for Murdoch. So now we will see who will join that list. Because with just the final race coming next week at the Daytona International Speedway, where anything can happen, just like tonight here at North Wilkesboro, anything can happen. So just sitting outside without a win is Michael Trevarthen. He would come into the night running 7th in the points championship battle. Then it is the rookie of Zach Mitchell. Then it's Ethan Troutman, Joe Strano, Eric Johnson, Tony Strano. Right there would be your cutoff line with Tony Strano. Kyle Souza sits just a couple of points back. It is 9 points to be exact. Brian O'Donnell is also right there in that position. He is sitting 9 points back also. And then it is Sean Single, the rookie. He's right there just outside of that battle. Doug Neal has a little bit of work to do. He's sitting right now 20 points behind. As it looks like the iRacing pace car already down onto the grid here tonight, race fans. It is just about time to go racing from North Wilkesboro. Blimp camera here tonight, looking down upon this track as we get our Green Forest Tree Supply starting lineup. Every project for your home starts at the Green Forest Tree Supply. Head on over to Green Forest Tree Supply, get your tree for this coming spring. We'd like to plant them now, so once the springtime comes, we can see them bloom and turn into huge trees. This is your starting lineup. Starting on the front row, out of Ohio, driving the Trust Me Vodka, number 88, the two-time winner on the season, it is Sean Butler. One win to his name, driving out of Florida, the number 10 of Tim Blum. Starting in row number 2, driving the 64, iRacing.com, it is Jason Wells. Starting in the 4th position, it is the RB Custom Rigs. It is the number 30 Toyota. Well, not tonight. It's a Chevrolet for Justin Gann. Hailing out of Canada, driving the MK Medic, number 42 Chevrolet, it is Max Harriel. Driving out of South Carolina, driving the 86 Slim Jim machine, it is James Skelton. 7th on the grid tonight, driving the 51 Mountain Dew Baja Blast, number 51 of DJ Anderson. Starting in the 8th position, driving for the Metalhead Motorsports, number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Zach Mitchell got the 924 in 9th. 10th position, the Full Throttle Racing out of Michigan, it's the 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. Starting in the 11th spot here tonight, driving the 977 Sim Box Entry, it is Doug Neal. 12th position goes to the 914 of Sean Single. Starting in 13th, it is going to be the Adventure in Pixels 01 of Richard Murdoch. 14th is Ethan Troutman in the 62. Dustin Gainey rolls off 15th. Nathan Maurer in the 71 is 16th. 17th goes to Joe Strano. 18th to the Renaissance Nutrition driver, the 84 of Christopher Rothrock. Starting in the 19th position, driving the 917 is Tim Combs. The Higgins Hill Racing, Checker Flag Auto Supply, 941 of Rob Higgins will roll off 20th. 21st to Tony Strano, 22nd to Kevin O'Brien. 23rd to Kyle Souza, Josh Buckley will start 24th. 25th goes to Bruce Potter. That is your starting lineup tonight, presented by the Green Forest Tree Supply. Everybody out on track as we are getting ready. It'll be this time by Sean Butler will drop the hammer here tonight at North Wilkesboro. iRacing pace car is down and away. Let's go racing. 175 laps here tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110. Great start by Butler and Blum as everybody else is trying to come out of turn number 2. A big gap between your top 3 of Butler, Blum, and Wells. Terriel's back here. He will come out of turn number 4. He will be in 4th position. First lap going to go to the 88 of Sean Butler. He will lead the first lap. There's your top 3 in the same picture shot as these drivers are still back here side by side. There's the RB Custom Rigs number 30 of Gann getting passed by the Slim Jim James Skelton machine. Skelton, oh, big bump there. DJ Anderson into Justin Gann. Gann going to go up into the outside wall. That will put us under the first caution flag here of the evening. Justin Gann, it looks like Ethan Troutman also possibly involved in this one. We will have to wait for the truck to tell us they have the replay queued up for us here tonight, and we will get that for you race fans. But race fans, we welcome you all in tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope everybody's having a great Monday. Let's check it out. 3 cars involved here. There you see the Slim Jim 86. There you see the 30 of Justin Gann, and watch for the 51 of DJ Anderson. A little bit of a bump there, and just the body roll turns the 30 around, and Troutman nowhere to go. He actually just comes in and stops right there. I believe we have an on board here with Troutman. See, Troutman just come to a complete stop. Doesn't actually end up hitting the RB Custom Rigs, number 30 there of Justin Gann. So he will actually just have to lose a couple positions, and then he will be able to go back up and see if he can regain some of those spots he has just lost. Working the first caution flag here tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110 here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. So right now it is Butler, Blum, Wells who are your top 3 drivers. Butler and Blum are locked in, but Wells had a very quick Chevrolet here in practice. Right now he is running right there into that 3rd spot. He's one of those drivers. He has been around for a while on the iRacing platform, and, well, even here with the Red Light Racing Series, just has not been able to park it into victory lane in quite a while, so the driver is hungry, and he's got 3 veterans all around him with Blum, Butler, and Lucatariel. He'll start to the outside here on row number 2. Then it'll be James Skelton along with DJ Anderson. So to be officially 6 laps in the book out of the 175 scheduled tonight when we take the green flag here. iRacing pace car is down and away, and the green flag is back out into the air here tonight. Great start this time by Tim Blum to the outside. Will he be able to outside the race leader, or can he go high side and to the front? It'll be Butler, though, back into turn number 3 with the 88. He'll now actually be able to clear the Nickelodeon machine as we go on board with your race leader of Sean Butler, looking back on all these machines. A little bit of a slide there by Ryan O'Donoghue, a little bit farther back into the field. Ryan running into that 9th spot. He's battling currently with Doug Neal. Right there's that battle. You got Mitchell right there in the Pepsi 924 machine. We got Ryan O'Donoghue there in the Galaxy Air 4. Richard Murdoch is also right there. Last week's winner in the Adventure in Pixels 01 machine. DJ Anderson trying to get around. I believe that's the 31 here. That is going to be Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen now gets to the inside with his Wayne's production and Kmart machine sideways out of turn number 4 for the driver of that 31. He had to hang on to that Chevrolet. Now he's going to get a little loose down there going into turn number 1. DJ Anderson will be able to make that pass. Somebody going around towards mid-pack. One of them down to the inside, and it's the driver out of Pennsylvania driving the 71 machine. This is Nathan Maurer. Maurer goes for a little bit of a slide. The Snuff Racing Simbox entry here tonight. He goes for the ride down to the infield at a turn number 2. I don't believe he hit anything, and I don't believe there's anybody else involved in this one, so we'll have to go back and see what all transpired there off of turn number 2 for Nathan Maurer, the driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Let's take the look back here at Nathan Maurer. Yeah, see it all by himself. Actually, Dustin Gainey, good wreck avoidance there by Dustin Gainey. He was able to not get involved in that incident. Go back and see if we can see it again. On board there with Dustin Gainey, you already saw that Nathan Maurer was down off the racing surface. Let's see, there it is once again. He just loses it coming out of turn number 2, the rear grip here tonight. Going to be something these drivers are going to have to really struggle with. It's going to be like driving with an egg underneath the gas pedal. Second caution flag of the night flying early here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Back in 1987, I was talking with the guys. Race fans, let's test your knowledge. How many caution flags did the 1987 Holly Farms 400 have right here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway? We'll wait to see which one of you race fans can come up with that little bit of a tidbit information here as we have a long race to go. 1987 was a great year for a lot of NASCAR drivers. It played host to some of the best races. Everybody says back in the 80s was the best racing format, and the championship that year did go to Bill Elliott. I lie. It's Dale Earnhardt. Ah, silly me. Bill Elliott was the pole sitter at North Wilkesboro. Who can't forget the Intimidator, though? Well, Tony Strano, always running an Intimidator paint scheme. This one may not be to the exact era, but it is one of the most beautiful cars that I believe maybe I'm a little biased that Dale Earnhardt Sr. ran. It may have just been for the Olympics, but Strano has the red, white, and blue on that car tonight. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing. Green flag back into the air with Sean Butler and Tim Blum. Butler this time takes the outside with his Trust Me Vaca Gen X Chevrolet, and he will actually be able to clear. But look at the battles back here. I believe that's Doug Neal who's down to the inside. He's going to go 3 wide, Combs to the outside. Murdoch going to be shuffled into the middle here out of turn 4. Murdoch gets a great launch out of the corner. He will clear both drivers by the time he gets to turn 1. He's able to clear, and now Tony Strano right up into this battle also. Strano, though, just going to get around Dustin Gainey for that 14th position. Everybody's battling hard here in the first half of this race. Ryan O'Donnell stuck to the outside right now, has his friend of Richard Murdoch. Oh, Ryan into the outside wall with the Galaxy Air machine. Ryan trying to get a little bit of air in that Ford. DJ Anderson continuing to try and march forward through the field here tonight. He is up 2 spots. He's looking to get around that iRacing.com Chevrolet, the number 64 of Jason Wells. Wells right now has fallen back 1 spot. Max Terriot got around him. Max picking up 2 spots here in the early stages of this one. Doug Neal here, the Simbox driver, driving a Budweiser 977 machine here tonight, trying to get around another one of his rookie competitors, Tim Combs. Neither driver has been able to find victory lane in their season. Oh, one of them around towards the front. The 88 of Sean Butler has gone around. That'll bring out the caution for the 3rd time here this evening. It was your race leader of Sean Butler bringing out the caution. Let's go back and find out what happened to Sean Butler. Sean goes down into turn number 1. Looks like he leans it over on that right rear tire, and around it goes. Blum nowhere to go. He makes contact and then up into the outside wall, actually, does Blum go. Butler's able to loop it back around and keep on ticking, but he definitely took a couple hits to the Trust Me Vodka Chevrolet. See if we can ride on board here. Riding on board, Tim Blum. Hard contact for Tim Blum with that outside retaining wall. So with that hard contact there for Blum, he's down on pit road right there along with the 88 of Sean Butler. That'll turn the lead now over to the man from Canada. The number 42 of Max Terriot, Jason Wells, DJ Anderson, James Skelton, Zach Mitchell, Richard Murdoch, Michael Trevarthen, Ryan O'Donnell, Sean Single, and Tim Combs will run down through your top 10. That is your top 10. That caution flag should put the RB Custom Rigs number 30 back onto the lead lap, possibly. We'll wait to make sure the timing and scoring updates on that one, but at the time of caution, he was in that lucky dog spot. Lights on the iRacing pace car do stay on. It looks like Sean Butler down on pit road. He's going to take some time to get some of those damages fixed. 10 of Tim Blum having some issues, and it looks like Justin Gann also having some issues. What happened between these two drivers out here? Looks like the 10 of Blum or the 30, neither of them knew which one was supposed to be in front of who, and that's kind of jumbled them up there coming to pit road. As they come out of pit row, we will double them back up here, and we will go racing once again with Terriot, Wells, Anderson, Skelton, your top 4 drivers. Now with Max Terriot taking the lead, he'll choose the outside lane here. Yeah, maybe the 1987 Thunderbird and Monte Carlo on the 1987 version of the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Unfortunately, it is not single file restarts with lap cars to the inside. They are doubled up and they are ready to roar here. 24 laps completed as Max Terriot leads us down into turn number 1. DJ Anderson right there in his Mountain Dew Baja Blast entry, but so is Zach Mitchell, the rookie. The highest running rookie right now in the field. Zach Mitchell got the Pepsi machine. Down to the inside, he is running in the 6th position. There's Ryan O'Donnell, though, to the outside. Ryan will bring the Ford Thunderbird to the outside. The driver for the Full Throttle Racing Stables out of Michigan. Trying to make the Michigan Well, his Michigan fans proud. There's a lot of Ryan O'Donnell fans tuning in here tonight. Skelton stuck to the outside with his Chevrolet, his Lumina. The Terry Labonte throwback. Wells trying to take that position. Dead heat down the back straightaway into turn number 3 they go. Chevrolet versus Chevrolet. The Chevrolets are wild. They hold the first 4 positions here tonight. It's the first time we've seen the outside lane be able to really hang on in a battle, as Skelton takes the spot and a little bit sideways for that driver. Ryan O'Donnell is the first driver driving a Ford here tonight. He's in that 6th position. Zach Mitchell, the highest running rookie right now on the track. Tim Combs will be the 2nd highest, and both those drivers here tonight are driving Pepsi paint schemes. Normally, we would see Leo Bordage driving this exact paint scheme that Tim Combs has on his Chevrolet tonight. Unfortunately, Leo retiring from the iRacing platform. Big wiggle, though, right behind him. That was the Toyota entry. LaShawn Single entry. He slid up the racetrack, and he's going to lose a couple positions. There goes the 71 of Nathan Maurer. Doug Neal also got around him, along with Dustin Gainey. This is the longest green flag run here of the evening at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, as passing continues to be wild all over this little short track. Just over a half mile in length, and look at one of the short track experts. That's Kyle Souza. He got a little loose down there. Kyle's able to hang on to it. Tim Blum back here trying to come back through the field in the Nickelodeon number 10 machine. Last time we got the 1987 cars out of the garage, and which was the only other time we got the 1987 cars out of the garage, Tim Blum went to Victory Lane in Rockingham. Right behind them, Justin Gann trying to march his way through the field. Right now, he is still sitting 1 lap down in the 23rd position. He is the first car, though, on... Oh, boy, I was going to say he's the first car in that lucky dog position. He has to stay ahead of Bruce Potter, and Potter is right there in the Stroker Ace number 7. It's the 59 for anybody following along on the timing and scoring sheet. Sean Butler still continuing to be down on pit road. They are all chasing James Skelton. He just got around Max Terriot as Terriot slipped up 2 laps ago. He was able to scoot on by. Now Max is to the outside here as Wells and Murdoch are trying to come to the inside on him. We are working lap number 35 here tonight. Wells with a little bit of a sideways action out of turn number 2. Not gonna hook up for the Terriot machine right now. He's just been stuck to the outside. DJ Anderson is also right there in his Ford. Ryan is right there following him with his Ford here tonight. Some good racing right here between some of these top drivers, with DJ Anderson being able to hold the bottom and Max Terriot holding the top side of the raceway. James Skelton right now has opened up a little bit of a gap, almost a 1-second gap back to Jason Wells. But everybody back here is kind of stuck into that hornet's nest. These drivers back here are really throwing the haymakers. It's the 3 of Tony Strano to the outside of the number 4 of Kyle Souza. Souza down into the braking point in turn 1. A little bit sideways there, was able to hang on to it. But now it looks like Tony Strano will make the pass. The Strano Brothers Racing entry. But no, right now here comes Kyle back down to the inside. Christopher Rothrock, the driver out of Pennsylvania, just ahead of them. The driver supporting the colors here tonight for the Renaissance Nutrition Group. Renaissance Nutrition out of Roaring Springs, Pennsylvania. Renaissance Nutrition, owned and operated by the family who has owned and operated it for 4 generations. So a Pennsylvania driver supporting the colors of a Pennsylvania company. One driver down to the inside there, that was Kevin O'Brien, and Caution flag not going to come out for the driver out of Australia. Tried to do his best Marcus Ambrose impression, but looks like Kevin going to keep it down here on the grass, and we should stay green flag racing here as he will be able to get to pit road, and the leaders will come by him. James Skelton going to lead another one here. That'll put 41 laps completed into the books tonight. Kevin O'Brien was able to get back out onto the raceway there in turn number 4 without getting up into the race leader, so he will hold the bottom groove with his Thunderbird tonight. Tony Strano and Tim Blum. I believe that's actually Tony Strano having a little bit of connection issue, but Blum has caught now that number 3 machine. They're both chasing Christopher Rothrock. Sean Single up there holding the 13th position. As you see right ahead of them, that's Nathan Maurer trying to get around Kevin O'Brien. The O'Brien machine down on power now after going for that little bit of a loop. The man driving in the 3rd position here tonight out of Summerville, South Carolina, driving the Adventure in Pixels 01. This is Richard Murdoch. He is your biggest mover and shaker so far here tonight. He has moved up 10 positions. He is running in the 3rd spot. There's one other driver that did move up 10 spots here tonight. It is actually Tim Combs. Tim Combs a little bit farther back into the field right now, though. He's battling with Zach Mitchell and Dustin Gainey. There you see Gainey behind him in the number 15. Carolina-sponsored entry as they are trying to work upon Zach Mitchell. Mitchell would be that car there, the Pepsi machine, up just a little bit farther up the running order as everybody had to get around the 59 of Bruce Potter. Right ahead of this battle, you see the 31. That's Michael Trevarthen in the Kmart Special. Ryan O'Donoghue a little bit sideways that time out of turn number 4 for Ryan, but he was able to hang on to the Ford. They will do the battle down into turn number 1 side by side. 6th place for Ryan right now. Michael Trevarthen trying to take it away. Will Trevarthen be able to get that Wayne's Kmart machine down on the bottom and hook the bottom groove here tonight? We have seen the outside work for a couple of these drivers. Sideways for Michael Trevarthen that time out of turn number 4. One lap, it's one driver. The next lap, it's the next driver. Looks like Joe Strano is down on pit road, actually, and he will now come out of pit road. The driver driving a Ford this week. So it looks like he will make his pit stop, and now here comes the number 30 of Justin Gannon, the RB Custom Rigs entry. So 2 drivers off sequence here. They will make their pit stops. So with Justin Gann coming down, it'll be a long pit stop there for him. These guys, I believe they got the old 4-way lug wrench out there, changing tires and filling up these old 1987 cars with an eyedropper possibly. James Skelton, Richard Murdoch, Wells, your top 3. Max Terrell has fallen all the way back to the 4th position since leading his first couple of laps tonight. It looks like the number 30 of Justin Gann has taken it to the garage here tonight, along with retiring from this event will be the 88 of Sean Butler. So Gann and Butler will be officially done here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. These two still passing it back and forth. Doug Neal, the Simbox driver, dialing in some rear brake, getting that Budweiser machine to rotate the corners. iRacing fans, you need a button box. You need to head on over to Simbox PC on Facebook.com. Contact this man right here and get yourself one of those sim boxes to put on your rig. You need a shock adjuster if you're a midget driver. You need a wing adjuster if you're a 410 sprint car driver. Are you an asphalt guy? Well, let's dial some rear brake into this and get it to turn the center of the corner here tonight like Doug Neal is. He is up into the top 10 for the first time here tonight. Tim Blum has not been able to rebound as quickly as he would have liked to with that Nickelodeon machine. There is severe damage on the 10 of Tim Blum, trying to work around Christopher Rothrock. Sideways for Blum. Rothrock is going to accelerate away from the number 10 of Tim Blum, who was back there sliding. There is the Troutman entry, the number 62, and then Tony Strano right behind him. There's Rob Higgins. He is battling with his good buddy that lives down the road of Josh Buckley. They are back here in the 19th and the 20th position. A little bit of a front nose clip damage on the 941 of Rob Higgins, the Higgins Hill Racing entry. Josh Buckley's Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace throwback looks pretty clean out here, just lacking a little bit of power. I'm sure it's not the Ford transplant under the hood. They are back here battling right now for the 18th and the 19th position. It looks like Buckley's really having to rely on that right rear tire, kind of really sliding her around, slides her off turn 2 once again. There's your race leader, though. So right now, Higgins and Buckley are on the hot seat because your race leader is coming out of turn number 4. Dustin Gainey, Tim Combs. They're battling just inside the top 10. Gainey currently holds that 9th position with Tim Combs up into the 8th spot. Tim Combs, one of those rookies this year, coming in to try and battle some of the wily veterans of the Red Light Racing Series. And he's had himself a pretty good season here. Came in just outside the bubble spot. Was able to put a pretty good run together last week at the Chicagoland Speedway, placing his best finish in Red Light Racing. He was able to finish in the 6th spot. Tonight, Tim is running in the 8th spot. Just ahead of him, though, they swap positions. That is Mitchell getting around DJ Anderson. DJ Anderson not going to go away. Oh, is he sideways? He might be heating up those tires just a little bit too much here in the late run. DJ Anderson's actually going to bring them out and do Baja Blast forward to pit road. We just saw him take that huge slide, and now Anderson pulls her onto pit road. Crash out on the racetrack. Couple of them turned around here. Maurer, Rothrock, Single, Blum, all involved in this one. It's not what DJ Anderson wanted to see when he went to pit road. We will watch this back, the 4th caution flag here of the evening. See what happened to Sean Single here. Maybe a little too much go-go juice in this Toyota. Oh! Hits the front straightaway wall, spins it around Maurer. Rothrock nowhere to go. Tim Blum going to come to a stop up against the outside wall. See if we can go back and right on board here with Sean. Just touches that outside wall on the front straightaway, and around goes the 914. He goes for a wild ride with Maurer and Rothrock. Let's go back. Let's ride on board here with the Renaissance Nutrition 84, Christopher Rothrock. Heard Rothrock crack the throttle going down the straightaway, hoping that the 914 was not going to be there when he got to turn number 1. Unfortunately, nowhere for Rothrock and that Renaissance Nutrition 84 to go. So 3 drivers with heavy contact here. Single being the driver that's going to have the most damage, Nathan Maurer. Let's see if we can actually go back and see where how much damage Maurer is really going to get into this whole battle. There you see Maurer, little contact from Single, but then a ton of contact with the outside retaining wall. He was able to spin around his Snuff Racing machine, but the damage is already done. He's going to lose a ton of positions. So your front drivers did come to pit road. Richard Murdoch did lead us off of pit road with James Skelton, Jason Wells, Max Tyrrell, Zach Mitchell, Dustin Gainey, Michael Trevarthen, Tim Combs, Ryan O'Donnell, and Doug Neal now officially are your top 10 drivers here tonight. iRacing pace car lights will go out, so that's going to be a quick yellow flag here tonight. About 20 laps away from the halfway marker here tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110 from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. You are watching the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Let's get ready to go back. Green flag racing here. Green flag is back in the air. 67 laps going to be complete. South Carolina wild on the front row here, as it will be Murdoch charging away from the 86 of James Skelton. Skelton now will have to do the battle with Jason Wells, who we know he has a pretty quick hot rod here tonight. Skelton played a little contact there with the outside wall. On board here with Skelton. Ryan O'Donnell down off the racing surface into the corner. See the Galaxy Air Machine down against the inside wall. He'll get his Ford back onto the racetrack, but he was up inside the top 10 when that happened. Let's check it back. What happened here to Ryan going down the back straightaway? Oh, Dustin Gainey into the outside wall. Ryan was right there, and he just got sucked right into the inside wall, and his Ford gets stuck on the guardrail. He had to back it up, and then by the time he backed it up, it was already too late, as he is going to lose a ton of ground to the rest of the field. There you see him coming out of turn 4 right now. Richard Murdoch, well, right there he is. Now he's coming out of turn 4, and the battle still bruised for second. Wells sideways. Now Skelton will pounce to the outside. Skelton now charging ahead down the back straightaway. Almost had that 46 or the 64 cleared into turn 3, as the 42 of Max Tyrrell is right there also. So Wells now down to the bottom. Max Tyrrell, will he go to the outside of that 64 machine? He will not. Wells will be able to insert himself into that spot. Now Wells will go back onto attack here. James Skelton not going to be able to do anything with it right now. Everybody went to go single file here and try and take care of their stuff. There you see Rob Higgins, the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply Machine, back here running into the 13th position. Tim Blum will work around the number 2 of Josh Buckley. That is not a battle for position, as Buckley is 1 lap down currently to the race leader. Where's Ryan? Right there is Ryan in his Galaxy Air Machine. He's got to drive the wheels off of it. A little bit of a slide into the corner for the Galaxy Air Machine. Look at this group of cars. It's Dustin Gainey, Doug Neal, Kyle Souza. Tim Combs is also just right behind them, trying to work into this battle to make it a 4-car battle here for that 8th position. 7th, 8th, 9th, and count 10th there with Tim Combs just behind them. Tim Blum has worked his way up into this 11th position now. 99 laps to go here tonight. Richard Murdoch still leading the way, but he is getting some challengers in the rearview mirror. Skelton working the inside now. Murdoch sticking to his outside lane for the time being. Josh Buckley going to loop it around in the number 2. That'll be the 5th caution flag here this evening. Well, if you were wondering how many cautions were back in the race in 1987 here, it was only 4 caution flags. Now tonight we have exceeded the caution flags in the Holly Farm 400, with Josh Buckley going around. Let's see what happened to the old Yeater. Watching the Miller Genuine Draft go down the back straightaway. There you see the 3. That is Tony Strano. They are not racing full position. And Buckley tries to do his best impression of Drift King, and it doesn't quite work for him as you see him sideways in turn number 4. Self-yeeted down here in 4. So with Buckley going around, bringing out that 5th caution flag of the evening. Some drivers do elect to come down to pit road. That's Dustin Gainey right there. Kyle Souza also. Sean Single also on to pit road, as a lot of your other race leaders here at the halfway point, they will stay out. And as your race leaders stay out here, we're going to take a quick break on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will be back here with more of your race tonight here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, brought to us by the fellows over at Renaissance Nutrition.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the North Wilkesboro Speedway tonight for the Renaissance Nutrition 110 here with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series. Lights on the iRacing pace car are off, so this duo will battle it off into turn number 1. 2 Chevrolets, 2 South Carolina drivers, Richard Murdoch and James Skelton. iRacing pace car down and away, and the green flag will come back out. 84 laps complete as Richard Murdoch gets another great start on the front row, but here comes James Skelton. He'll dive it off to the top side in turn number 1. Good start here by Skelton. Now down the back straightaway, side by side. Battle for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th position. Side by side racing action, but it will be Richard Murdoch coming back across the line here. Somerville, South Carolina. Richard Murdoch to the point. As Murdoch goes to the point, that leaves the 42, the Storm from the north, battling with Wells in that 64 machine. Wells has the bottom lane. Zach Mitchell right behind them. Mitchell, what would he do for a strong finish here tonight? Doug Neal also, the Simbox 977 driver. The guy out of Georgia. He is right here also. He is running into the 6th position currently. Neither of those drivers are locked into the championship hunt. Into the chase coming in just 2 weeks' time here on Monday night. They got to go through Daytona next week. And that's, that's anybody's ball game. As you see, Terriot still continuing to lose positions. Mitchell gets around him, and now Doug Neal is trying to get that 977 around. And Doug Neal able to get the power out of turn number 4, and now he'll slide up in front of the 42 of Max Terriot. Let us shove Terriot back to the 6th spot. It's still Richard Murdoch out front with Skelton, Wells, and Mitchell right there. Everybody has now gone single file. We go on board here with Max Terriot. Dropped a couple spots here in the last couple laps, but does find himself just sitting there in the 6th position. There's Trevarthen behind him in the 31. Combs in the 917 is sitting there into the 8th position currently. Only one driver trying to make a little bit of a move, and that is actually going to be the number 4. That is Kyle Souza. He went to the inside of Dustin Gainey there, and he had it for a moment, and then he got sideways. And now Kyle will go back to the bottom. Looks like he has a really strong machine as he's holding straight to the bottom of the Speedway in 3 and 4. Will he go to the bottom here in 1 and 2? He stays high in 1 and 2, and then kind of diamonds it off there to get a good run down the back straightaway. That is Ryan O'Donnell. That's just out in front of him. Ryan, remember, hitting the inside guardrail just a handful of laps ago with the Galaxy Air Ford. He is now down on power. And you see Kyle working to the inside now. That is Tony Strano. Strano out of the Strano Brothers Racing Stable. Usually driving the Victory Junction number 3 tonight, though, throwing it back to the late, great Dale Earnhardt. Souza in a hurry, and he is trying to make up as much ground as he can, as he does have 4 fresh tires compared to the field here, so that's why he is able to go down right to the bottom side of the raceway and make a lot of these passes that we have not seen work in quite a while. He is on newer tires, only about 12 laps on those set of Bias Ply Goodyear radials. Bias Ply Goodyear radials, I believe that's a little bit of a jumble of a combination of what we have run on the stock cars these past couple decades, but right now Kyle running into the 9th position, looking to get around Tim Blum. Remember, Blum led a couple laps here in the early stages of this race and then got tangled up in the Sean Butler incident down into turn 1. And ever since then, Tim Blum has just kind of been buried back here into the traffic. Blum will lose that spot to Kyle Souza. Now Kyle looking to get under the 977 of Doug Neal. Souza is just making it look easy right now. He is showing us exactly how important tires are here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway tonight, as he has worked himself up. He restarted back into the 16th position. He is now up into 7th since we went back racing. Tim Blum trying to work his way to the inside of Doug Neal, but it is not going to work for Tim Blum. They're both on the same tire strategy run here. Souza with a little bit of a slide there. I think it took his breath away. It took him to the back straightaway just to get his kind of marble set straight. Got to be careful. Just because you have the new tires and you feel like Superman here tonight does not mean you're not going to be, or you're, going to be able to keep those tires feeling sticky and fresh all night long here. Maybe Kyle pushed it just a little too hard. He's still running into the 7th spot. He is up 16 spots, but the man who leads this one, he has only moved up 12 spots here tonight to take the race lead. It'll be 75 laps to go here just next time by here tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110. Murdoch drifts high, though. Here comes James Skelton. The momentum will hold Richard Murdoch into the race lead at the line, but Skelton has that inside advantage now. We've seen a lot of drivers 1 and 2 go use the top side, but once we get to 3 and 4, they go right down to that little bit of a curbing that is down there. A lot of times for all you newer generation NASCAR fans, we talk about the curbing at Martinsville as James Skelton now takes over the command of the race lead here. But Mitchell is right there also hot to trot coming to the front. Everybody talks about Martinsville Speedway, though, and you want to stay away from the curb. Well, turns 3 and 4 here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway also have a little bit of a curb. You can't see it from some of our camera angles here tonight, but there is a curb down there, and you do not want to hit it. You hit that curb, it will shoot you up the raceway, getting you out of the racing line where you'd like to run your car here tonight. Oh, a little bit of contact that time. That was the 86 of James Skelton. He actually went up and tagged the wall down there. And that kind of threw Murdoch off. Murdoch now coming under the fire from Zach Mitchell. Mitchell all over the back end, but then look at Wells. He's all over the back end, but the battle here. 31 of Trevarthen to the inside. As now Murdoch has to battle with Zach Mitchell. Mitchell will take his Pepsi machine sideways off of turn number 4 as he's to the inside of Murdoch. Down into 1. Mitchell will once again roll the bottom of the raceway. Murdoch not able to get back into the throttle, still able to carry some good momentum, but not going to hold the power that time out of turn number 2. And now will Zach Mitchell be able to clear him? Mitchell will clear, and now Murdoch tries to get right back down in the line. He kind of forces his way into that third position, splitting Mitchell and Wells. Wells the 64. 46-64, Hut. Here comes Max Terriel in the 42. So Terriel's right there now also in the mix, along with Trevarthen and Souza. Remember, those fresh tires for Kyle Souza, they are going to bring this number 7 to the front. Contact there, I believe that was the 64 up the racetrack into Richard Murdoch, and then the 42 of Terriel, as they all jammed on the brakes, kind of got a little bit jumbled up into each other. See the Kyle machine back here. Now working to the outside of Michael Trevarthen. Trying to go to the outside to keep the momentum wound up in the 7. Almost going to make it 3 wide here out of turn number 4. They'll go back to just 2 wide racing action inside the top 10. This is for the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot between Terriel, Trevarthen, Souza. Blum is about a 1.5 seconds back down the back straightaway away from these 3 drivers. Looks like the 31 of Trevarthen will be able to get the 42 of Max Terriel, but Terriel battles back and now almost to the back bumper there of that 31. Right on board here with the driver of the 31. There you see Max Terriel having just a little bit of handling issues on that number 42 machine. Falls back now. Souza up into the 6th spot. James Skelton has opened up about a little over a second gap over Zach Mitchell. And then it's Richard Murdoch. And there you see Mitchell. There you see Murdoch. Then Wells. That is the Kevin O'Brien 184 machine. He goes down another lap to the race leaders. He went to the outside. Race leader, though, of James Skelton now will work upon the 84, Christopher Rothrock in the Renaissance Nutrition Chevrolet. That would put Rothrock 1 lap down. He is running in the 16th position currently. Did start back in 18th, was able to pick up a couple positions here. Got caught up in a wreck of none of his doing. That's what got the Renaissance Nutrition Gap Milk entry a little tore up. He'll take the high side of the speedway here. James Skelton will be able to go right underneath him. The Slim Jim Penrose Alumina will now just kind of set sail. Got a little bit of clear track before he catches Josh Buckley. Zach Mitchell will have to deal with some of this lap traffic also. Richard Murdoch, Wells, they're all right there. Trevarthen just being able to just keep pace with these drivers. Souza's race pace has started to equalize now with a couple of the race leaders here. Dustin Gainey has gone around. 43 of Ryan O'Donnell stopped here. Or Ryan in the 98. No caution flag coming out. So we will stay green flag racing. Ryan will go a lap down now, though, to the race leader of James Skelton. And I believe that was the 43 of Joe Strano, who was also up there involved. Let's take the look back here and see what happened to Dustin Gainey. Watching the 15 of Dustin Gainey go down into the corner. Oh, loops itself. Yeet, turn 1. It's up, and then Ryan comes in there. Joe comes in there. There you saw Sean Single able to go down and around, and that's what happened to that, as Dustin Gainey had to take the tow to pit road. Unfortunate for those drivers getting caught up in that. Zach Mitchell trying to work his way around some lap traffic. There you see the 84. That's Rothrock right there, along with Ryan O'Donnell. They are back there battling. Josh Buckley has gone a lap down. Rob Higgins will be the next driver on the chopping block. Checkered flag auto supply. Chevrolet has seen some better days. It is going to need a new nose clip after this one. They can go order that, though, at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. So they'll get that one in pretty quick for that driver to straighten the nose piece of this machine out. Look at this little bit of a gaggle of car. You got your race leaders of Richard Murdoch and Wells down to the bottom with Trevarthen. And you got Ryan O'Donnell and Rothrock right here. 2 lap down cars that are battling for that lucky dog position. Trevarthen going to hit pit road here on 123. Maybe he knows something we don't know. Look at all these cars back here. Still a little bit of a gaggle. Everybody's just bunched up in one. Now here comes Murdoch. Murdoch will hit pit road on lap 124. Green flag pit cycle here tonight for a lot of these drivers. On board here with Wells driving the 64. There is Kyle Souza right now in that 4th position, up 19 spots inside the top 5 for the first time this evening. More takers to pit road. 42 of Terriot will come to pit road as Richard Murdoch will bring his adventure in Pixel's machine. There's the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He was down on pit road the lap before Richard Murdoch. Tim Combs coming to pit road in the Pepsi Challenger machine. Skelton will stay out onto the raceway. He will not come to pit road. Neither will Zach Mitchell or Jason Wells. Those drivers will all stay out along with Kyle Souza. Tim Blum has worked his Nickelodeon machine back up into the top 5 here as the green flag pit cycles do start. Ryan O'Donnell is down on pit road also. There's Doug Neal. He is in the 6th spot. Doug Neal a couple weeks ago getting to turn some laps here on the iRacing platform with the super late model here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, having himself a solid top 5 finish. Finishing 3rd that night in the super late model. Tonight, right now, it's 7th position as Troutman works the inside with his Haviland 62 Ford Thunderbird. He'll take over the 6th spot. Tony Strano is running in the 3rd position currently with Rob Higgins right there, but here comes Richard Murdoch to kind of spoil the parade. Murdoch, remember, he's got 4 Mr. Feelgoods right now on that Adventure in Pixel 01, so he is just slicing and dicing like a hot knife through butter here tonight. 46 laps to go here. James Skelton still continuing to snack into a Slim Jim. He's got about a little over 2-second lead right now over Zach Mitchell tonight. Right there, that is the distance. It says a little over 2 seconds, but it's probably more like half a corner. There's Wells. Wells just got passed up by Tim Combs in the Pepsi Challenger. Brand new feel goods on that car. Kind of got a couple drivers that wanted to come down. 6 drivers so far have pitted. Murdoch, Trevarthen, Terriot, Combs, along with Ryan O'Donnell, and now it'll be Doug Neal coming to pit road. So he'll give up some track position for 4 tires. Zach Mitchell coming to pit road also. So now more drivers will utilize taking some tires here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. When will the race leader come? When will James Skelton decide enough is enough? Oh, one of them into the grass down there. That's the 31, Michael Trevarthen. Spins down on to the inside of the track, and Not sure if something's happened to the 31. Now he finally can get it back into gear, and away he goes, but he's going to lose a ton of track position as Zach Mitchell's coming out of pit road now, but here comes the race leader of James Skelton. Skelton will look to put him a lap down if he can. 9:14 a single, going to go way high there. Let the race leader go by out of turn number 2. Right now, just 7 drivers left on the lead lap here. As now, here comes James Skelton. He'll come to pit road. He locks him up in his Slim Jim machine. Hopefully no speeding penalty there for James Skelton, but it'll turn the race lead over for the first time here tonight to Jason Wells in the iRacing Chevrolet. He will now take the race lead, as it is a lonely feeling on pit road for James Skelton. He is the only driver down on pit road right now. He won't come to pit road, and neither will the number 4, Kyle Souza. Tim Blum would be the next driver coming to pit road, and out of turn 4, he says, Nickelodeon this, slime on that, and he keeps on digging. Troutman, though, will bring his Havoline forward to pit road. James Skelton working his way back onto the racing surface. He'll be shown currently in the 10th position, 1 lap down. As these green flag pit stops do start to shake themselves through, we can tell you we're waiting on currently your top 5 drivers to make their final pit stop here of the evening. And it looks like also 6 drivers, because we have to count Christopher Rothrock in the Renaissance Nutrition. 84, driver out of Pennsylvania right now. He has yet to make his pit stop. He is running in the 8th spot. So he is a lap down currently, running in the 8th position. Race leader of Wells says, on knockdown, lap 139. And as he knocks down lap 139 here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, race fans, we got to thank you all tonight for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch some great racing action with the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for the Renaissance Nutrition race here, the Renaissance Nutrition 110. If it's your first time on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we welcome you in here to watch some of the great racing action, and we ask you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell, get a notification anytime we go live, whether it's Chris Legou and Rick Hammond, or it's Al Smith, David Whirl, K.R. Stolfus, or myself, Roger Muth, bringing you racing action from the high banks of Daytona all the way to the short dirt tracks like the Lernerville Speedway, or throwing it back in time with the 1987 cars like we have here tonight at the 1987 configuration at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, as Wells is going to dig into those old 1987 bias ply Goodyear racing tires. Right now, it looks like Rob Higgins has come to pit road along with Tony Strano, so those 2 drivers will make their final stop of the evening. We are still awaiting our top 3 drivers to come to pit road. Wells, Souza, and Blum have not been to pit road. Here comes the 42 of Max Terriel. He has been to pit road, and he will unlap himself from your race leader. So that will put 5 drivers back onto the lead lap now as Max Terriel unlaps himself. Well, looking through it, it does look like Christopher Rothrock still has to come to pit road also. I'm getting word that there is no pit road speeding penalties for any drivers. Remember, we were watching James Skelton when he came to pit road. It was a question as if James Skelton did get his race-leading 86 Slim Jim machine down to pit road pace. Well, the answer to that one is he did. Caution flag onto the Speedway. Josh Buckley in the Miller Lite Genuine Draft machine has gone around. That will be caution flag number 6 this evening, and that's going to throw the monkey wrench into a lot of these drivers' strategies here. Let's take the look back on our Turn 3 Racing replay here at Josh Buckley. Last time the Ford Miller Lite machine went around, it was down here, turns, yep, almost very similar position to how he was about 70 laps ago or so. Self-yeet. Seating for 1. On board with Josh Buckley. Right there, he knew He knew it was gone. These drivers told me in the pre-race, once the car starts to go, it's going to be gone. There's not much you're going to do to really save these machines. As a couple takers to pit road, Wells, Souza, Blum, who did not come to pit road, they all do. Terriot also, he just unlapped himself, so he came to pit road too. There's no penalty for that one, as he will just have to start at the tail end of the longest line here tonight. Richard Murdoch will assume the race lead, it looks like here, but he will have the oldest tires as he pitted on lap 123. With this being the 6th caution flag of the evening, race fans, we gotta take a quick second here to acknowledge our sponsor of the evening, the gentleman over at Renaissance Nutrition, hopping on board here tonight to be the sponsor at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Renaissance Nutrition, a family-owned and operated business for the last 4 generations. Not a lot of businesses these days can say they've been in operation for 4 generations, especially nowadays with everything happening all over the world. There you see the Renaissance Nutrition 84 of Christopher Rothrock as he comes to pit road. He'll put 4 tires on it and get back out onto the speedway. Ton of damage. It's been a rough night for Christopher Rothrock, but he'll keep on ticking here. He'll restart just outside the top 10, as there's your race leader. Take a look on the left-hand side of your screen, race fans. Find where your favorite driver is running right now. Is he up a couple positions? Is he down a couple positions? Well, Murdoch is up 12. Wells is up 1. Kyle Souza there. He'll restart 3rd. He is up 20 positions tonight. Sean Butler and Justin Gann are the biggest droppers through the bucket here tonight, as the iRacing pace car will dive into to be a 25-lap shootout. Richard Murdoch, Wells, Souza, Blum. Your battle into turn 1. New tires to the outside here for Wells. He will take the race lead out of turn number 2. Tim Blum also going to storm right around Richard Murdoch. Murdoch, remember, on those older tires. He did not come to pit road like all these other drivers. Kyle Souza right there. He did come to pit road. He's got 4 fresh tires. Will he be able to get up here and go around the 01 of Richard Murdoch? He's trying to go as high as he can to get around Murdoch down out of turn number 2. Almost bouncing it off the fence for Kyle Souza. Souza will drive it off into the corner. Sideways racing action, letting it all hang out here tonight. Kyle will take over the 3rd position. Pile up into turn 1. The 42 of Terriot. The 31 of Trevarthen. The 977 of Doug Neal is involved. Higgins, Skelton is involved. He's sitting to the inside grass. Doug Neal, the sim box, 977 is up against the outside wall. The 43 of Joe Strano. This will bring the 7th caution flag of the evening out. So a lot of drivers wrapped up in this one. We will have to go back and see what happened to the 977 and the 42. I think they're the two that got tangled together down here into the corner. Watch it back right now. Oh, Ryan O'Danny to the outside there of the 977. Big wreck going down into the corner. You see the 31 of Trevarthen up onto the 977. Let's go back and watch it again here. See the slight contact there, and it just kind of clogs the raceway. The 42 up into the outside wall there. You see the 86 of Skelton go sliding past. See him end up down to the inside. There's the 62 also involved in that one. Over top here, technology blimp camera tonight. You just see the whole track completely clog up. 43, that's Joe Strano there tonight in his Ford. And getting involved in that one. So coming to a stop there, that was the onboard roof camera with Ryan O'Danny. Look at this one. Camera loses sight there for just a moment as the 31. This is Michael Trevarthen. Was up and over in turn 1. He was able to right the ship, but he'll lose some spots. Now let's take a peek at the strategy here. A couple drivers did come down. Wells and Souza did not, but it looks like Mitchell, Skelton, Murdoch, Strano came to pit road here. A couple other drivers like Max Terriot are down on pit road. Looks like he should be able to get out easily, but heavy damage to the driver from Canada. So it'll be 18 laps to go when they come by the start-finish line. We should restart with just 17 laps to go. It'll be Wells, Mitchell, Souza, Murdoch, Skelton, Tony Strano, and then Max Terriot, your drivers on the lead lap, with Rob Higgins being 1 lap down into the 8th position. It'll be an even tighter shootout to the end here tonight for the Renaissance Nutrition 110 here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. As the green flag goes back into the air, let's watch Mitchell and Wells in turn number 1, who will be able to lead when they come back to the start-finish line to get just 16 laps to go. The young man, Zach Mitchell, will nose ahead down into turn number 3. Will he be able to beat Wells back to the start-finish line? As it looks like for the first time tonight, Zach Mitchell will lead at the start-finish line. Then it's Wells, and Murdoch has now got around Kyle Souza. Souza sideways entering turn number 1. Here comes James Skelton. He did go to pit road. Skelton did put new tires on the Slim Jim entry tonight. Murdoch going after now Wells in that second position. 15 laps to go. Murdoch going to go to the bottom side of the speedway here in turn 1. Sideways for the race leader of Mitchell that time. He was burning some rubber down there in turns 1 and 2. Letting the rear tires try to eat as these two close back in. Murdoch and Wells still side by side. Murdoch will go sideways. He had the position for a moment. The Adventure in Pixels veteran owned and operated 01 machine. Murdoch down low, digging, catfishing around the speedway. Richard Murdoch still holding the bottom groove, almost down onto that curbing that we talked about. He'll now be able to slide up in front of Wells. Wells will fall back into the 3rd position, moving Murdoch into 2nd. Still a battle for that 4th position, though, with the 4, Kyle Souza, and the 86 of James Skelton. They are battling for that 4th position. As all this happens, battling for that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. This man right now, the Pepsi, we'll call it the Pepsi crinkled up Lumina can at the end of this one is what it's going to look like. Just a little scuff on the back bumper for the time being here for Zach Mitchell, but if he can come back around this speedway here tonight, it's just going to be 5.5 more miles of racing here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. I'm sure there'll be a lot of celebrating going on in the Zach Mitchell camp, but don't count your chickens before they hatch. Richard Murdoch last time by was about 0.2 quicker than Zach Mitchell at the line. On board here with your race leader, Zach Mitchell. Trying to get his first win ever. Richard Murdoch trying to come back here and win another one. Just last week at the Chicagoland Speedway, Richard Murdoch was able to pull up a last handful of lap charge to the front of that one to win his first race of the season. And Zach Mitchell hold on. It'll be 8 more laps to go next time by at the line for the driver of the 924. He would be the first rookie this season to win a race. What does Richard Murdoch have to say as he really hangs out the Adventure in Pixel 01 that time out of turn number 4? Once again, a 10th quicker at the line than your race leader of Zach Mitchell. Those are your 2 fastest cars on the speedway right now are Mitchell and Murdoch. Mitchell will come out of turn 4 once again to lead another lap. It'll be just 7 laps to go. Seven laps to go. What does Murdoch have left in the tank? Right on board here with Murdoch. Over the last couple of seasons, Richard Murdoch, one of the most improved drivers on the red light racing scene. Was able to win at Bristol a couple years ago. Talladega, Daytona, he has won them. Won just last week also. That was at the Chicagoland Speedway. Can he throw a throwback race into it? That time by at the line, though, Zach Mitchell was the quickest car on the track. 5 laps to go. High five from the flagman last time by to all the drivers out there. Looks like Tim Blum, unfortunately, has lost connection to the iRacing server with just 4 laps to go. Sean Single will go to the high side, letting Zach Mitchell go to the bottom. He will let Richard Murdoch also probably go straight to the bottom of the track here, as he does not want to interfere with the race battle. It is now a gap of 1 second here between your 2 race leaders. Mitchell, Murdoch, Wells, your top 3 drivers here tonight. 3 laps to go now at the line. James Skelton has worked his way back into the 4th spot, getting around Kyle Souza. Max Terriot back there running in 6th. Tony Strano is running in 7th, the final car on our lead lap. Popsicle sticks will go in the air 2 more times around. 1 more mile of racing tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110. Nice and easy as Zach Mitchell that time by once again was the fastest car on the Speedway. This time by out of turn number 4, we will get the white flag. It is 1 lap to go, presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Final lap around here for Zach Mitchell, trying to make history, trying to be one of the first rookies ever to go to victory lane. There's not many names on the list of rookies that have been able to come in here to the Scrambler Series and put their name in the win book like Zach Mitchell does here tonight in the Renaissance Nutrition 110 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Zach Mitchell will be our winner here tonight. 2nd place is going to go to Richard Murdoch. 3rd goes to Jason Wells. James Skelton 4th. Kyle Souza finishes 5th here tonight. Max Terriot is 6th, with Tony Strano finishing in the 7th spot. What a race fans, did we just see here tonight? As Zach Mitchell, I told you he was going to crinkle it up, race fans. He's going to crinkle it up. He's going to bang him off the limiter. He is going to just let this one rip, tater chip. Zach Mitchell is your winner here tonight, and he is going to go crazy in victory lane with this Pepsi machine here. We will get to talk to your race winner of Zach Mitchell when we come back from the break, along with Richard Murdoch. Race fans, don't go anywhere here from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Hear what these drivers have to say after a wild throwback here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Welcome back here, race fans, to the North Wilkesboro Speedway here tonight for the Renaissance Nutrition 110. It was a great, crazy short track race here tonight in the hills of North Carolina. These racers for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series put on one whale of a show. And let's get to your post-race show here tonight, brought to us by Renaissance Nutrition. Let's get right down here into victory lane. As victory lane tonight, it is the driver of the Pepsi 924. It is Zach Mitchell. Mitchell, not only do you win here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, you will now officially join the names of Max Terriot, James Heater, James Skelton, Tim Blum, Richard Murdoch, and Sean Butler as drivers that are officially locked in to go playoff racing. That's got to feel pretty good, and knowing you're a rookie battling with these drivers in victory lane.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew coming into the season with how fast these guys were that I had to make it in on points, at least for what I thought I was going to have to. So tonight was all about staying clean and just making sure I had a top 10, but as it turns out, just a little bit better than that.
What was the turning point here tonight for this machine, as you had to start just inside the top 10 and you had to work your way to the front of this field? At one point, you were back around the 15th position and trying to bob and weave your way through some of these crazy wrecks here tonight. How did you work your way to the front and stay as clean as you did?
I just used the fresh tires to my advantage after that green flag stop. The caution kind of came at a weird time for me, but lucky enough to get another yellow after that and get caught back up. And I was able to pin under that caution too to get some fresh tires.
Yeah, you talk about tires. We saw Kyle Souza really come down pit road, and he pretty much just picked and choose where he wanted to go. He came flying back through the field. Did tires mean that much to these cars here tonight?
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much tires matter. I mean, when we had our race a couple weeks ago at Rockingham and these things, I pitted with like 10 to go and I picked up 7 spots in the last 4 laps. It's unbelievable how much they make a difference.
So tires meant a lot here tonight. Looking ahead at the schedule, now you're officially locked in to go playoff racing, but we will head to I believe it is the Daytona International Speedway just next Monday night. Is that a relief knowing you don't have to go out and win that race to lock yourself in?
Yeah, I mean, I knew next week it was going to be, it's just a crapshoot pretty much. I mean, if I had a bad finish here, then it was going to be really tricky next week, especially since you can get caught up in anybody's mess there.
Well, congratulations here, Zach. You are the winner tonight of the Renaissance Nutrition 110. Who do you got to thank that makes it all possible week in and week out when you bring the 924 to the racetrack?
You guys. I mean, I've been looking for leagues, and I just finally got back into iRacing here this year, and having you guys put on a league for us to run, and you up in the booth it's awesome. Thank you.
Well, short, sweet, and to the point. Zach Mitchell going to represent Farmtown and bring it into victory lane here tonight. The driver is a rookie this season in the Red Light Racing Series, and he now notches his name to the record book that they can never take from him. Zach Mitchell goes to victory lane. That is your winner tonight here in the Renaissance Nutrition 110. Finishing just behind him into the second position is the driver out of Somerville, South Carolina, the Full Throttle Racing Stable Adventure and Pixel 01. Murdoch, it looked like you really had the fast car on that restart, but the wheels just kind of fell off.
Yeah, on that last run, I was mowing worse than me. Trying to catch him, I was just overdriving it. If I'd have stayed in my lane, I might have done a little better. Not to take anything away from Zach, he was definitely fast, but I might have been able to battle him a little bit better had I not been overdriving it.
Yeah, the car tonight, it seemed like in the early stages of this race, you had a pretty quick 0-1 machine. You were able to lead a couple laps. Where was the speed in this 01 tonight? Was it up at the top side or down on the bottom? We saw a lot of different drivers using a lot of different grooves.
Probably lane 2 for me. That way, once it got its bite, I could come out of the corner, dig it down in there, and then just run the straights really good. But really in these cars, you almost got to take what you can get. You can go into the same corner the same way every time, and the car's going to do something different, it seems like. So it was challenging and a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, a lot of fun. This was the second time we've run the 1987 body-styled cars here on the iRacing.com server. Are you a fan of them, or could you do without them? Because both races, you have yourself top 5 finishes.
I personally love them. It takes a lot more driver, it's a lot more in the driver's hands than the car itself, less downforce and a lot less technology back in 87. So I'm having a blast with them. I look forward to seeing them next year. And yeah, it's a good time running these cars.
Murdoch, back in 1987, what were you doing?
Well, I was 3, so probably sucking my thumb and playing with little Matchbox cars around the floor. Not much of, anything important back then.
Oh, at the age of 3, Murdoch, is a very important time. It's when you get to play with those Matchbox cars and pretend you were here at the 1987 Holly Farms 400, which, tonight was the host, pretty much, this, venue right here on iRacing. But Murdoch, we know you're looking forward to next week. It's been a hot kind of couple of weeks for you here. 4th at Rockingham, a 1st at Chicagoland, and a 2nd here tonight at North Wilkesboro. But we go to the Daytona International Speedway, and we know you like to hang it high, wide, and handsome when we go super speedway racing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not holding anything back next week. I got nothing to lose, really. I'm just going to try and stay up front as best I can and if I'm able to help my teammates, I'm going to definitely do that for sure. But, at the last 5 or 10 laps, anybody that's ever raced on any kind of platform knows it's pretty much every man for himself. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, and it's going to be a good time.
Well, Murdoch, before we let you go celebrate with those two beautiful young ladies of yours, and who do you got to thank out of the Full Throttle race team? A lot of fans out there tonight tuning in on YouTube for you.
Yeah, definitely. I got to start off with my friends out in Colorado, Jeremy and Katie. My buddy Jeremy and his business, Venture and Pixels, that I run on my car. I'm glad I can get a little bit of spotlight time for him on that. And Caden, if you're tuning in again out there, I appreciate it. My brother Alan, hopefully he's tuning in Somerville this week. My dad and brother, Michael, up in Chester, South Carolina, that big old town up there. Uncle Gary out in Elk Grove, California. Hope you can tune in tonight. And then some other friends here, Frank Franklin and Doug Robertson. I hope y'all were able to tune in and we put on a good show. And as always, Roger, it's good talking to you too, buddy.
Well, there you have it from the driver out of Somerville, South Carolina, driving the Adventure in Pixels 01 for the Full Throttle race team. That is Richard Murdoch. He will keep the hot streak going with 3 weeks inside the top 5. He was able to win last week at Chicagoland. Back when we got the 1987 cars out to the Rockingham Oval, he was able to finish fourth. It was fourth. He was able to lead 1 lap back at Rockingham, led a couple more laps here tonight, and finishes second. Third, going to go to the driver of the 64. That is going to be Jason Wells. Doesn't look like we have established communication line with the driver of the 64. But Wells, one of those drivers we talked about, and been onto the iRacing platform a very long time. One of those veterans. He showed some veteran strength here tonight, and he will finish into the 3rd position. Rounding out the top 5, it was James Skelton, and then coming home in the 5th position was Kyle Souza. Souza had himself a very quick hot rod here tonight, was just not able to finish her off. He was able to march through the field a handful of times, just not able to be there at the end. Take a look here at our finishing results here tonight for your Renaissance Nutrition 110 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. There you saw your top 5. There's Max Terriel in 6th, Tony Strano there in 7th. A great run for the Strano brothers team. Coming home in 8th was Tim Combs. Rob Higgins having his best finish of his career here. He will finish in the 9th spot. Troutman rallies back to finish 10th, and you see the rest of the field here scrolling on our ticker tonight. Race fans, it was a great race here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. These drivers pulling out the 1987 cars, the Ford Thunderbird and the Chevy Monte Carlo, for the final time this season. Next week, we do head to the High Banks at the Daytona International Speedway for the final race of the regular season before we go playoff racing. It will be one final chance for one of these drivers in the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series to lock themselves in to join the names of Richard Murdoch, Zach Mitchell, James Skelton, Max Terriel, Sean Butler, James Heater, and Tim Blum. Those drivers all know they are already locked in and ready to go playoff racing. With one race to go, though, who will join them just next week at Daytona? Race fans, for everybody over at the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, of course, Renaissance Nutrition coming on board here tonight. We got to tip our hat to those fine gentlemen, the generations of farmers over there. It's absolutely crazy these days to think of 4 generations of running one single business, but our hats are off to all them guys over there. And race fans, without you, none of this could be possible here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway to bring you all this racing coverage on the Durham 3 Racing Network. I'm Roger Muth, and until we catch you just next Monday night at Daytona, everybody stay safe so we can come back to watch some more virtual racing here on the iRacing.com platform.